There's always a few software companies in every area that are just exploding with work. They're winning every job, and even if they're not as good as your company, which is maybe struggling for work, they just seem to be getting job after job. How do they do it? That's what we're going to talk about after the break. How do you promote your offshore software company in a way that's going to bring in clients, but is going to bring in really good clients? You have to do all the usual stuff. It's mandatory to have a really nice website. You've got to have your testimonials and your client list and all your achievements and do all that stuff. But after dealing with thousands of offshore software teams and tons of clients, we have learned what makes clients buy, and those things aren't enough. In order to get to the top of the list of offshore companies, you need to do two things. One of them is to demonstrate communication skills. We have learned that this is the number one fear that clients have. They say we're worried about accents, time zones. We're worried that they're just not going to understand us, or we're not going to understand them. We hear it all the time. The best way to address that is to do a video. It really works well. Clients get to see a face, a human face. They get to hear your accent. They get to imagine what it would be like to work with you. And they get to see you as a real person, not just a website or a company name. Really, really helpful. The second thing you need to do is to demonstrate true expertise and professionalism. This is why content marketing is so successful when it's done right. If you can demonstrate real authority and experience and professionalism and confidence, then you're going to build trust with the viewer or the reader. And instead of selling to them, you're just showing them that you are the right person, the right company to choose, and it works. But it's not easy. Everybody's doing content marketing now. We're doing it too. The number one reason for failure that we see from offshore teams trying to market to the United States and Europe is that they're creating content that's just not useful to clients. It seems interesting, but it's just not what's on their mind. It's not what they want to know, and it is therefore kind of boring. The trick is to be able to choose content that really is legitimately useful to the client. And in order to do that, you have to really think about what the client is going through. So let's say you're a mobile development shop, right? We see a lot of mobile shops making videos and content, infographics with names like how to build a mobile app, why you need a mobile app, or the worst one, how to choose a mobile app developer, which is really self-serving. So that never works. Mobile app clients are dealing with questions like, should I consider things like PhoneGap or Xamarin, hybrid platforms, HTML5? Is that a good idea? How do I know? Companies are sending estimations and recommendations, all these different technologies. How do I choose? That's a great topic. How do you test mobile applications properly before you launch it? What's the deal with that? Do I need to pay for testing from the company? Can they do it, or are there tools? That's a great topic. If the content you make is truly useful to the client and it solves a real problem or a real issue or a real fear, no matter how small, and the content you make has no sales, no selling, you can put your name on there and you can put your link and make sure they can get a hold of you, but no selling. If you do it right, you're going to shoot to the top and you're going to compete very, very well. If you're an offshore company that needs help identifying a topic and figuring out really the right message for your team and what you can do really well, we'd love to help you out. Just get in touch. See you here next time.